Hey guys, I'm RNG Gamer. I play all my games randomly. Welcome to my game room. I have a whole bunch of freaking game pickups for you. I don't even know how many are here. It's just a bunch of stuff. Yard sale season is back up and running, and I've been out a couple weeks in a row and had some decent luck. So sit back, let's watch the video together. We're not gonna watch the video together. That's so stupid. Why would I say that? You watch the video. I'm hosting the video. And while you're at it, if you like the content, subscribe, like, comment, do all those things. Ring the bell notification so you know when a new video comes out. They come out every Saturday. So let's dive right in. Well, the very first week I went out yard selling, I didn't have like any luck, just basically nothing. The only thing I found was this Red Dragon mechanical RGB keyboard. It looks like it's about like a $30 keyboard. I found it at a yard sale with some baby stuff. I paid like $5 for it. Let me know if these are any good. I don't think so, but I'm gonna keep it. Maybe you'll use it for something. This previous weekend, I was out at like a really upscale neighborhood, like multi-million-dollar homes kind of neighborhood, and they had an Xbox One S with the two controllers kind of just taped to it or cellophane to it. They had 75 on it, but the guy was just like, if you want it, you can have it for 50. I jumped on it. It came with, let's see here, Madden 18, FIFA 18, and this is sealed. I didn't even notice that. It's interesting. Minecraft, favorites pack, Overwatch. I don't think this is even playable now, right? Like they just made Overwatch 2 like regular Overwatch. I think the servers are down on this. I'm not even sure. The Crew Ultimate Edition. This dude couldn't like wait to get into these games. He just like tore them and that was it. He didn't even like bother to peel the security strips off. I hate that. Man, that drives me crazy. Star Wars Battlefront 2, more of the same. And I guess this is Injustice 2. I don't know. That's one he bought new. Whatever the case, all that came together for like 50 bucks. I don't need or really want any of this stuff, so I guess I'm gonna like trade it, or like, I might just trade it in at GameStop or something. They're offering like 120 something bucks for Xbox One S's, so I mean, I paid 50. I thought maybe my daughter would want to play Minecraft on it, but she just wants to play on the Switch because that's what all her friends are for. So I kind of bought it as like a Minecraft box to free up the Switch so I could use it. Even though she has her own Switch, it's one of those like the little, well, I forget the name of it, Switch Lite. And so she can't play on the big TV with her friends. So she borrows my Switch like, you know, every day. I thought she would want to play Minecraft this, but she doesn't. So I'm gonna trade it. We have some more yard sale stuff coming up, but I'm actually gonna save that till the end because it's like the best find at all. In the meantime, I'll show you the stuff I like picked up for myself. I went to a Mario Day party on March 10th, and a buddy of mine had some relatives come, and they brought some games to just kind of play, and they were trying to get rid of some stuff. I picked this up. I don't know anything about it. It looks like it's an overhead kind of racer game, maybe like F-Zero. Anyway, it's called Cyberspin. I grabbed that. He sold it to me for $6. And while I was there, he also sold me Athena on the NES. There it is, classic game, SNK game. I have not played the NES version of this. I've only played the arcade version, but I believe this and the arcade version are on the SNK 40th anniversary game on the PS4 and the Switch. So I'll probably play it there. Just let this sit on the shelf. I also had this one come in from Super Rare Games. I think this is a shoot 'em up. I can't remember, but it's Hell is Other Demons. Anyway, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it says it's a retro bullet hell shooter. I don't know, excited. I buy every shoot 'em up that comes out. I think they're probably my favorite genre. So this one looked especially cool, so I had to grab it. And everybody's been talking about this one. This is like an old school survival horror game they put out on the PS4. Happy to have this. I almost imported it from Japan. And luckily, right before I did, I found out they were coming out with an English or like an ESRB version of it. And it's Signalis. Really cool, like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 kind of graphics, but done in a more modern sort of pixelated style. I think this looks fantastic. I really am looking forward to this one. It looks just wonderful. I was just looking for stuff to pick up before I had any look at the yard sales, just to like make one of these videos. And I've gone to like GameStop like a couple times a week. Like I have maybe 3 or 4 GameStops within like a reasonable distance of me. And like, I think I've been in 12 times and have found nothing. If I just broke down and was like, I'll just buy something, I had to use my like $5 coupon. And I think I had another $5 gift certificate that was like expiring I had to use. Anyway, I bought this. 3D mini golf. Man, we're digging the bottom of the barrel here, right? I kind of like golf games occasionally. You know, you get in the mood for a sports game, and I guess golf is mine, even though I don't really like play golf in real life, but this one looked pretty decent. I paid $3.29 for it, as I wrote on the label, but it, you know, it's a putt-putt kind of game. Anyway, oh well, $3, you can't complain for that, right? Well, I mentioned it to you guys after I picked up Waterworld that you can see behind me back here. Rob's holding it on the Virtual Boy, and I was like, should I go for a full Virtual Boy set? And everybody was like, yeah, totally. So I guess I'm going for a full Virtual Boy set. There you go, for you guys, peer pressure. I buckled under the peer pressure, and I'm gonna get a US Virtual Boy set. I'm gonna try my best to do it anyway. So here's a pickup for that. It's kind of a heavier hitter, although I have to say, when I was a kid, I owned this game on the Virtual Boy that I got like on clearance for $5 or something. And I enjoyed it back in the day when I was a kid. It's weird to have it again now because I paid like 120 bucks for it, but it's 3D Tetris. And this goes for about 120 or 130-ish, but this one came with the manual, which I didn't really want, but if I'm gonna pay like retail anyway, I might as well just get the manual with it, you know, whatever. But pretty fun Virtual Boy game. That just leaves us a few more. Some of them are kind of heavy. There's like Panic Bomber and Nestor's Funky Bowling, and I think golf, and there's another one that I can't quite remember, something about Jack. I'm just kidding, it's Jack Bros. It's like an $800 game. That's gonna be the creme de la creme. I don't know how I'm gonna get around to that one. We might have to do some wheeling and dealing or trading somehow to come up with Jack Brothers. But I'm fairly close, well over halfway on the Virtual Boy. I think I have like about 50 games outstandingly ordered. Outstandingly, that's correct, but it makes it sound like I'm saying like it's outstanding. I have like 50 outstanding orders from limited run games that I'm just waiting on them to like ship. Some of them have been like they said, at the warehouse for like over 2 months, and they just haven't shipped them yet. I don't know what's going on over there, but I did get an order from them finally. It's been forever. But this is 2 games. This is oh man, the limited run games, like trading card just fell on the floor and it bent the corner. Like, oh God, I kind of hate that stuff. I always talk about it. I just wish they just didn't send it. Well, they just recently announced that they're not going to do it anymore, limited run games. So what you should do is knock like a couple bucks off the price of your game, since you don't have to print trading cards anymore. But you know they won't. They'll just not give them to you. Anyway, this is a tactical, I think, turn-based strategy game. It looks really cool. It has an amazing aesthetic. I love it. It's called Other Side. Cool pun, like the other side, and also the killing of others. Pretty interesting. And then, of course, you had to get this. This is a shmup from Platinum Games. Sol Cresta. This one came out a while ago. This is the dramatic edition, but I think they're all dramatic editions. Anyway, I didn't get the big collector's edition because they announced this for pre-order before the game came out, so it wasn't like a known entity if it was going to be a good game or not. So I opted for this one. Also, I mean, the collector's editions are so expensive and they just take up a lot of room. And then I never open them anyway. They just sit around forever, so I might as well just let this one sit around forever for half the amount of money. But it looks pretty decent. I'm happy to have both of these. I'll show you. This is Sol Cresta on the back. This is like the long-awaited sequel to Terra Cresta, which came out when I was like 5 years old or something. And then here's Other Side. Man, the aesthetic of this is just unbelievable. That like dark black and white and red. It looks unbelievably cool. Oh, this next one's kind of special. I am an idiot. I like to collect for consoles that are, let's say, above my station. So this one I collect for, it's the Neo Geo, and whenever you pick up a Neo Geo game, you just kind of like nod and pay the money, and you just you just take it as you can get it, and you're happy and you don't complain. I have the MVS, not the AES. The MVS is like the physical arcade machine that you put the carts into. The AES was like the home console. For the longest time, people opted for the MVS because it was a little bit cheaper. The games were more common. That's not really the case anymore. Maybe it is some. They're all just so expensive, it's insane. But what I like about the MVS is I have like a consoleized arcade machine, and all Neo Geo carts have all the information for all versions and all regions. So if you have the correct chip in your arcade, you can make it think you're playing like the Japanese home console or the European home console or the American home console or the Japanese arcade machine or the European arcade machine or the US arcade machine. And there are little variances in the games, and they're all, like I said, on the cart. Some in Japan have blood, in the United States they don't, and vice versa. It's pretty cool. So enough yammering about that. Let me show you this game. If you've never seen a Neo Geo console or a Neo Geo game before, this is what they look like. They're pretty big. Here, I'll hold up a PS4 game next to it. You can see just how massive they are. 2-pin sets. They all have like S&K serial numbers on the side, but this one is crossed swords. Very cool. And in case you didn't know, crossed swords is like, how can I describe this? I don't know how to describe it. It's like an RPG fantasy version of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So you're like in the foreground, you see the back of your character, and you like hack and slash and dodge and move, and you face enemies one after another. But the enemies are like goblins and skeletons and evil knights and stuff. It's a really cool game. Anyway, happy to have it. It's kind of pricey. I mean, like a cheap Neo Geo game is like a couple $100. But like I said, when you get the Neo Geo, you don't complain, and I hate the way the carts look loose. So there's a company out there, I love them, they're called Southtown Homebrew, and they make clamshell cases for the Neo Geo MVS carts, which is what I have on my shelf here. And these are like, you know, 15 bucks a piece and about $5 to ship. So it's usually better to like wait till you need a few of these, but I mean, you get Neo Geo games so rarely. Why not? I mean, you just kind of like have to order them, but this is what they look like on the inside. They're really nice. They look almost exactly like the AES cartridge ones. Anyway, the game just kind of like pops in there like that, and you put it on the shelf with the other stuff you never play. Anyway, cross swords, I think I paid about like $130 and then about another $25 or so for the clamshell case for it. So 160 bucks, you know, whatever. All right, we're into the yard sale stuff again. This I found in that same neighborhood where I found the Xbox One, and these people were like selling, I mean, their neighbors had like some rugs in their driveway. They're asking like $8,000 for one of these rugs, and they had some like art. They wanted $27,000 for this painting. And I was like, this is a yard sale. This isn't like the Sotheby and Christie's like auction house. Like, what are you doing? But I walked next door, and these people had like a fire sale going on. They were selling all kinds of stuff super cheap. Like, I wish I'd had like a truckload or like a truck, and I was if I owned like if I was a flipper or something, I could have like cleaned up like at an antique store or something like that. Anyway, it was insane. But asked that any video games, they're like, yeah, we got some stuff. We just got to go grab it. And they brought it over to me, and it's a bunch of Super Nintendo stuff. I found Super Nintendo stuff at an actual yard sale. So applauding for me. First up, we have Nickelodeon Guts. I know this is a truly terrible and awful game. I have never played it. I don't plan on ever playing it. Donkey Kong Country 1. Nice. Yoshi's Island. Pretty sweet. That's a good one. Donkey Kong Country 3, which is also really nice. And this is a clean label. This might be like a label upgrade for me, so I might have to like switch out mine. Donkey Kong Country 2. That's all three of them. That's all three Donkey Kong Countries in this lot. Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. This one I don't have, and this one will be going into the collection. Aladdin on the Super Nintendo. I love Aladdin on the Sega Genesis, and I've played that a bunch. I don't own it on the Super Nintendo, so this one's also going to go into the collection. And these are the only two games out of this Super Nintendo lot that I needed that are going into the collection. The rest of the stuff I'll trade it or whatever to somebody. Super Mario World, of course, still a fantastic game. Olympic Summer Games. This is the dud of the bundle. Never played that one. I'm pretty sure it's pretty awful though. This one that was buried at the bottom of the pile, and this is like the heavy hitter of the thing, but it's Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Happy to find that one, of course. I have it like complete in box, so I don't need this one. I don't know, man. I'll have to trade it to somebody. And then we got this like, I don't know. This seems like I've used this brand before, but this is like a high frequency after party or after party. It's an after party controller. If like after you go to the party and you're like a little drunk and you need to go to the other party. The aftermarket controller. These are okay. They're not great for a lot of Super Nintendo games, but they have like, you know, turbo here for all the different buttons. But what's good about these is that the D-pad is actually kind of like mushy, which is better for shoot 'em ups because you can like rock on it as opposed to having to like move your thumb around to the different cardinal directions. You can just kind of like sit on it and slightly move. So I'm going to keep this one and use it for my like shmup gamepad on the Super Nintendo. And then of course we got the Super Nintendo console and stuff. It looks pretty good. It's a little dirty, but it doesn't seem to be like yellowing at all. Pretty nice. And it has the hookups and the controller with it. And also like buried in that box, I didn't even really, I guess I knew this was in here, but I forgot, a Game Boy Pocket. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. That's pretty cool. It's fun. I don't know if I'll keep this or trade it, but they're kind of fun. These are backlit, right? These are just like standard DMG Game Boys, but backlit. I don't know, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen one. Well, anyway, that entire like box, I paid $66 for or something like that. She walked out and I was like, well, how much do you want for all this? And she's like, you know, I was thinking 75, but that might be a little high. And I was like, that's what you want, I think that's fair. And I like pulled out my wallet and I only had $66 in cash. That's all I had. I was like, I'll run to the ATM for you. And she's like, nah, 66 is fine. I said, these are many million-dollar houses at this yard sale. So, you know, where I live, a multi-million-dollar house. In California, this would be like a 8 or 9 or 10 million dollar house. We're talking like 8,000 square feet with like a pool house and like permanent kind of staff that work at the house. These sort of houses. So they're not gonna sweat it over like $9 or something like that. Anyway, they just wanted their stuff cleared out. All that Super Nintendo stuff, guys, I only like needed a couple games for my collection. The rest of it, I'll probably save it and trade it at a convention for something I do need. I don't know what to do with it. I'll just stack it in the closet with the other stuff for now. I did find this at another yard sale. This is a Mattel Electronics Football 2. And pretty cool. I have the Football 1, one second. This is the Football 1 here. I've had that forever. This is 2. It looks a little more, I mean, it looks exactly the same. I don't know what the two differences are between these. Honestly, I'm not like very good at playing this anyway. Every time I do it, I have to like look up on Wikipedia how to play the game, but I'll try it out and it works. It's got the old school, like, there's my kickoff. You kick, anyway. So then you know, do a pass play or you try to do your return, I see. I got all the way out to the 45, nice. Oh, too bad, it got called back for targeting. Anyway, all right guys, there's some pickups for you. Hope you enjoyed them. It's been fun doing yard sale stuff. It feels like it's been many years since I've had like a score with yard sales. Like, it was like shut down with COVID for the longest time, and then last year was kind of like weird. I feel like every yard sale I went to was like bizarre stuff. But it felt normal again this year, and I got to get the kids out there with me, and they'll be my good luck charm, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if like there's some stuff in here I said I didn't want to keep that I should. I'm kind of on the fence, like Injustice 2 on the Xbox One. Never played it. I'm not a huge like DC comic guy, but I do like Harley Quinn. I think she's kind of fun. I like her like spunky personality, and it looks fun on that. But like, Isn't most of the game like played online? Whatever. I'm rambling, man. Get going. We're done. Thanks. New videos every Saturday. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys next time.